Hello everyone, welcome to Toyeen Talks. How you doing? Thank you for watching. Till I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you. Bye.
So ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀ ìyanu máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ má jẹ́ ká ronú méjì ẹ jẹ́ ká nígbàgbọ́ pé a ti ṣe nìyẹn ọlọ́dẹ máa fún wa ní good result ṣẹgbọ́n sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen. For the sake of those who don't understand Yoruba, Eda Alarope asked the question that is there no need for us to prepare for a second toxicology and autopsy test? But Baba is assuring us that according to the words of the pathologist, that there is no one who has tampered with the test. He's assuring us that the pathologist gave him the 100% assurance that there is no need to be worried concerning that the integrity of the result is 100%. So that was the answer he gave to the question that was asked by Mr. Edao Larope. Ladies and gentlemen, we have here Mr. Muiwa. And before Mr. Muiwa is going to come up, let me quickly say this here. Number one, I want us to be respectful in our comments. Right about now, we're not going to be, I personally will not tolerate any form of shading whatsoever. So let us mind our comments, and then let us mind the way we type. As far as Baba is here, as far as Mr. Muiwa is here, please let us mind our comments. When you get to different platforms, you can, talk about whatever it is that you want to talk on. But right about now, please let us be respectful. If there is no need for you to make a comment, you shouldn't make the comment. And please, just like I said, let's be respectful. With our comments, want to appreciate everybody. There's a love of Mohbad that we all have, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Over to you, Mr. Muiwa. Over to you, Mr. Muiwa. And once again, please, no form of shading is going to be permitted. It's going to be tolerated. I'm not going to tolerate any form of shading. If you shade anybody on this platform right about now, personally, I will block you. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead. Mr. Muiwa, over to you, sir. Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Ish. And then let me use this opportunity to thank everyone. I'm going to be missing I will be speaking in Yoruba. I will also be speaking in English so that people, because our audience is not only Yoruba. First and foremost, let me use this opportunity to thank every one of us. Let me just say us. That is seeking justice for Iliri Olua. Ní gbogbo àgbáyé, mo fi àsìkò yìí, mo fi kí yín, ẹ̀yin bàbá mi lóbìnrin, ẹ̀yin bàbá mi lọ́kùnrin, ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi àti ẹ̀yin àbúrò. We thank you so much for what you've been doing for the past 1 year for the Aloba family. We thank you so much for what you've been doing for yourself, for Nigeria, for the whole world. Because I believe that whatever we do today, people will talk about it tomorrow. Ẹ̀yin bàbá mi, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, ẹ ṣé tí ẹ dúró ti Baba Mohbad, tí ẹ dúró ti Aloba family. Mo tún fi àsìkò yìí dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó jẹ́ pé a ti jọjọ wà pọ̀ rí nígbà tí ò sí kankan, bóyá maybe one way or the other. Wọ́n ní ìjà ló dé lórí dòwe. People have been clamoring for accountability. Gbogbo àgbáyé àwọn ni wọ́n dáwó, so ó dẹ̀ ní ẹ̀tọ́ pé kí wọ́n mọ bí wọ́n ṣe ná owó yẹn. Lọ́tùn-ún lósì níwájú lẹ́yìn a rí gbogbo oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó ń lọ lórí afẹ́fẹ́ nípa bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe ń dragi ara wọn, ṣùgbọ́n kó ba lè dá náà ni. Èmi fẹ́ fi dá gbogbo àgbáyé ní ojú pé gbogbo bí owó bọ́n ṣe náwó wọ́n máa mọ̀ léni. Mo tún fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí rọ̀ wá pé orí ò kì í mì, èèyàn kì í rìn kórí má mì. A lè sọ àwọn kankan pé maybe the way we spend money, it might not be hugger well with some people, but we have to state it the way it is. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún fi àsìkò yìí kí n fi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó jẹ́ pé ìgbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe GoFundMe wọ́n dìde, because when we started the GoFundMe was not moving in the right directions. Some people stood up, a lot of people stood up. I won't mention names, but everybody who came up one way or the other, all the hosts, most people, they are not hosts, they don't have platform, but they started moving from one platform to the other, and then we started seeing the dividends of their actions. I use this opportunity to thank you so much that nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹbí Alọ́ba gbòógbò ìdílé yín, gbòógì ìdílé yín, Ọlọ́run ní mú lọ o. A dẹ̀ ní fi irú eléyìí, a ní fi sọ fúnra wa. For those of us who started the journey like that, and then maybe we parted the way, I don't have any grudges with you. Everybody see things in different way. Irrespective of whatever you might have done, irrespective of any actions you might have done, I still honor everyone, every individual, irrespective where you are today. Either you are with us or you are not with us, your view is so important. At one point or the other, you've contributed positively towards getting us justice for Ilerioluwa. And then I want to assure every one of us that at the end of the day, we are going to get that justice. The journey might be lengthy, but at the end of the day, we are going to get there. So let me start by congratulating us that we are getting there. We are getting there. We are going to get justice, either they like it or not. One thing that keeps me going is that for the past 1 year, the story is just as if the whole thing just started today. That keeps me motivated that, okay, we are going to get justice. Let's start from the GoFundMe. After reading how we spend money, then I'm going to be giving out some data to the hosts so that probably maybe they might be, if they need to ask 1 or 2 questions later, they will have access to what I'm reading, so that at least they will know how money was spent. A total of sorry, I'm coming. Okay, a total of $26,288 was donated. A total of $26,288 was donated. So GoFundMe removed their charges. The charges GoFundMe removed amount to $869,000, $869.69. So GoFundMe removed $869.69. So what we are left with is $25,000, 418.31. 25,000 $418.31. That is what we are left with. So 25,000 418 and then 31 cents. That is what we are left with. So that is the total money accrued to the GoFundMe. And then how did we spend the GoFundMe? We should bear in mind that the reason why the GoFundMe was created is, one, to pay the legal fee of Sanchitu, to pay for autopsy and toxicology, to pay for DNA, to pay for forensic, to pay for private investigators, and then if you have some leftover, that will be towards anything that is available at that material times. So that is why I will always giving kudos to those who stood up in seeing that we were able to get to this amount. The first thing we did immediately after we got the judgment from the court was for us to be looking for pathologists. Now, how did we arrive at pathologists? A lot of people were consulted, both in Nigeria and then in diaspora. It got to a point that people, they will come up, that is pathology, they will come up and said they are going to do the job, only for them to go back and said they will not do it again. Then when we ask them what is the reason, they will just give us one excuse or the other, until we finally settle for the one that carried out the job. And then when we finally settle for him, he gave us some conditions that for this to be successful, we need to be discreet, we need to be secretive about everything that happened. And then that is one of the reasons why in the course of doing this autopsy and toxicology, when people ask one question or the other, I will tell them that, okay, they should wait until the results is available. Reason being that the pathology that we engage, no, and then see reason that maybe there might be a lot of interest in what we are trying to do for our safety, for the safety of the pathology too. And then for us to get to the promised land, we need to be discreet about what the encounter we eventually went for. So at the end of the day, the whole thing, they did the whole thing, and then the the autopsy and toxicology is divided into two phases. The first phase was autopsy itself. The second phase is the toxicology. The first phase was done in Nigeria. The second phase was done outside Nigeria. And then, thanks to the whole world, thanks to the soldier, thanks to everybody that see that money was made available at that material times. If not, where we are today, probably we might not have been there. Though at that point in time, some people promised that they are going to help out, especially our activists in Abuja. But by the time we started, I think the whole world will know that there was a point in time that he himself was not available in the studio. He was a bit down. So somebody that was down, the family feel that it is not good for us to be knocking on his door to say, oh, you promised the whole world that you are going to help us in doing this autopsy and toxicology. Since there is an available money, we think we should go ahead and use that money for that. And then after, we can approach him and say, okay, this is where we are. So whatever contribution you will contribute, we will gladly welcome it. Since the public has already done it, so that is why we went to that route. Because I've seen people saying, oh, Berekete has said, oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Fine, yes, he promised. But the point is that at that point in time, he wasn't available. He was sick. So, and then we feel that there's no need in going there. So that is why. So we are still going to pursue that to see his own contribution towards that, and then which means it's still going to be a plus to justice for Mohbad movement. So the pathology we seek for, it's not only pathology, it's also a forensic pathology. So he gave us a cost for the autopsy, he gave us 20 million. 20 million. 20 million was the cost that is professional fee. So, and then at the end of the day, I negotiated to 16 million, which after back and forth, he agreed that okay, he's going to collect 16 million. At that point in time, we were asked to pay that 16 million on time. But that time, a lot of people were against the GoFundMe. They were busy attacking the GoFundMe here and there. Some people wrote a letter so that we will not be able to have any access to the GoFundMe. But as God liveth, the more they write, the more we also wrote to the body, the GoFundMe. We tell them the reason why that GoFundMe was set up. At the end of the day, at one point in time, the money was freeze. They freeze the money. So when they freeze that money, we don't have access to the money. So we have to go and borrow money. So somebody actually borrowed us that 16 million at that time. So that was how we pay that 16 million at that point in time. So I want us to use it is one of us too. I'm just praying that I'm using this opportunity to pray for that person, that the day that that person need help, God in infinity mercy will show up for him and her in Jesus' name. Because if not because of that, we will not be where we are today. So they borrowed that 16 million, and then that was how we pay for the autopsy fee. So if you hear it from anywhere that somebody paid, that it may be somebody borrow us money, this and that, that is what happened. So by the time we have access to the GoFundMe, we approach the person that fine, we now have access to the GoFundMe. Can we refund your money? So the person asked us to refund 10 million for now. He now said the 6 million that we should still hold it, since we still have things to do. We should still hold that 6 million with us, that we still have a long way to go. So as at this moment, we are still holding that person 6 million. So that is in that regard in the case of autopsy. After performing that autopsy, the next thing was toxicology. So it is how to carry out the toxicology, and then toxicology was not done in Nigeria. They have to ship